Good morning. I'd like to welcome our guests. We have the Honorable Jonathan Dennis, Minister of Justice and Solicitor General, Calgary Police Chief Rick Hansen, and our very special guest, a Yard graduate, Darren Prempe. Darren. I'm Superintendent Richard Heinz, and I'm pleased to be your MC today. The Youth at Risk Development Program falls under the Community and Youth Services section at CPS, which falls under the section I'm responsible for. And I'm very proud to be here today with you to celebrate the ongoing success of the program. YARD was created in 2006 at a time when gangs in Calgary were becoming a very public issue. The program was created to address proactively and deal with ages 10 through 17. Kids that are demonstrating at-risk gang-related behaviors, including a progression into criminal activity. This program is a very important partnership between the Calgary Police Service and the City of Calgary Community and Neighborhood Services. The team consists of 1 sergeant, 1 coordinator, 2 police officers, 2 social workers, a youth and family social worker, and a program assistant. The police officers are paired up with the social workers, who are also youth probation officers, to provide a wraparound approach to the participants. One of the key objectives of the program is to empower youth to make positive choices in helping them understand the consequences of their actions, as well as recognizing alternative solutions to meet their needs. Since its inception in 2006, 359 kids have been referred to the program. And thanks to the ongoing support of the provincial government, many more at youth risk will be helped in the years to come. I would now like to invite the Honourable Minister, Justice and Sol Gen, Jonathan Dennis, to the podium.
Thank you. Sir. Thank you very much, Superintendent Heinz. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of all of my colleagues in the Alberta government, but particularly our Premier, the Honourable Alison Redford. I just want to indicate a couple of things about Superintendent Heinz. We originally had the privilege of meeting each other when he was the inspector in 6th District, which covers Calgary Acadia, my constituency. And one of the things that we've talked about, and I've also talked about with Chief Rick Hansen, is as important as it is to have a successful outcomes in our penal system, realistically, that's not the only way we solve crime. We solve crime by addressing it at the root cause. And many times, by engaging in programs like the YARD program, we as a society, we as a province, as a city, and together with the regional police services, can achieve positive outcomes by dealing with at-risk youth before they engage in serious crime, and particularly gang-related crime, as Superintendent Heinz had talked about. YARD was implemented in 2008 as a partnership between the province, the Calgary Police Service, and the City of Calgary, as Superintendent Heinz mentioned, to deal with increasing gang activity in this city. It was aimed specifically at young people at risk of joining street gangs, or those, unfortunately, who are already involved in some level of gang activity. The Justice Minister at the time, our current Premier, provided funding and allowed YARD to get off the ground. And we exceptionally are pleased that YARD will be funded permanently by the City of Calgary, in conjunction, of course, with the Calgary Police Service. And I look over here and I see vigilance, courage, and pride. That is something that we are very proud of in this city, but it's something that's very consistent with the YARD program. YARD is an excellent example of preventing crime before it happens and helping youth set a positive course for their future. Along with YARD's focus, prevention. It's one of only a handful of programs targeting youth in a high risk for criminal and gang activity in our province. The YARD program continues to demonstrate that we can successfully prevent young people from getting involved in situations that could lead to some type of criminal activity. We expect it to build on successes in the future, to benefit Calgarians, Albertans, and most importantly, to benefit the youth who participate in YARD programs. I've had a chance to chat with many people involved in the YARD program, and I'm more concerned not with where they've been, but where they're going and where we can help them go, where we can help them succeed as young people in our community. All Albertans deserve to feel safe and secure in their communities, and the province, under the leadership of Premier Redford, remains committed to this goal. When we support community-focused programs like YARD, we strengthen our communities and we help make sure that at-risk youth have the opportunity to deserve a bright and constructive future, something we all should be proud of. On behalf of the Government of Alberta and all Albertans, I want to thank the Calgary Police Service and the City of Calgary for recommending to us and recognizing the value of the YARD program and taking up the torch to ensure its continued operation. By supporting our youth and sustaining anti-gang efforts in the city, we can all make Calgary, Alberta, and Canada a better place for young people. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Dennis. Thank you for those great comments. Now I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce Chief Rick Hansen, Calgary Police Service. Sir.
Thanks, Richard. Thanks a lot, Richard. It's a real privilege today to be here with Minister Dennis and with our partners in CNS, Community Neighborhood Services, and especially with Darren. As the minister so aptly said, it is a challenging time to be a young person growing up in this city. And too often, a bad choice made at a time in a young person's life could lead to other bad choices, a multitude of bad choices, and before you know it, you're sitting in jail or somebody's hurt or you're the person that's in the hospital because you're the victim of some kind of gang retaliation. The early intervention piece is absolutely critical to reducing crime and social disorder in this city. And to do it with our partners, to have a police officer paired with a social worker is so effective and proven so effective in dealing with kids who may make the wrong step, but to intervene in a way that gets them back on the right path. Because I can tell you this, I've never met a kid, ever, in 38 years of policing, who was this tall and who said, I want to be a gangbanger when I grow up. I want to be a criminal when I grow up. I want to be a drug trafficker. That doesn't happen. What happens is bad choices along the way, sometimes because of immense pressure, lead to immensely bad outcomes. And there's no one I have more respect for in this room than Darren. Darren is proven that with the right interventions at the right time, somebody can get out of a situation, and make no mistake about it, once you start down a certain path, once criminals get their arms, their hands, their talons on you, it's hard to break away. So to have the courage to break away from those people who have so much influence and to get to where he is today is nothing short of amazing, and a tribute to the character of this very special person that's in the room today. So, Minister, I want to thank you and the Premier for recognizing that the magic today in policing is ensuring that people aren't victimized down the road. Any police service can put bad guys in jail, and we're exceptionally good at that, but the real magic is in making sure that people don't get victimized down the road, that we recognize that early intervention is the key. And the product of that is sitting in front of you with this incredible young man, Darren, who, with the help of the folks over there that are carefully hidden behind the cameras but who do all the work, he's turned his life around and will make a difference in the community in such a positive way in the years to come. Thank you very much again, Minister, for stepping up to the plate to fund this program. Thank you, Darren, for being here, and again, thanks to the police officers and social workers working together to make this program work as good as it does.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate the comments as well. Now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you a young man who's persevered through many tough decisions and is here today as a YARD graduate. A high school graduate, a rugby player, a positive contributor to our community, Darren Pompey. Darren.
First, I want to start off by thanking YARD and everybody that supported me. My moms, my dad, everybody, my siblings, friends. I want to start by thanking them. Reason I got into YARD was it was first year of grade 10 high school, and man, I was cool, right? I was a pretty cool guy, and I just got I got friends. I had many friends. I had, got comfortable with crowds, different type of crowds, and and I was getting too comfortable. Thing was, I was getting involved with the wrong type of people. Started doing things I would not, usually do, and pay for consequences. Then that's when Yard stepped in, right? As Yard stepped in, they helped me a lot, and they took me, and honestly, it was help from Al Devlin that helped me out, and Yard, and they just supported me in anything I wanted to do on my way to success, and I saw it like as a different way to pursue what I needed to do and what I wanted to do in life, and they helped me out. They've been a good support, and I've loved it ever since then. And even now, even just like living life now, they still helped me out and supported me. They've just been a good experience, even through the bad, even being through the good and bad. It's been a good experience. Really just going on whatever I need to do. That's basically all I have to say.
Darren. That's all I needed to say. Let's stay up here for just a second.
Yeah.
Darren, it's my privilege to be able to present you, recognizing you as a graduate of Yard, from the Calgary Police Service, Chief Rick Hansen, to yourself and your family.
All right.
Good for you, my friend.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you very much.
Now we're going to open the situation up for questions, and you can ask questions of any of the folks. Just indicate who you'd like to ask the question of.
No questions?
Doesn't work good.
Good?
Yeah.
Darren, where do you think you could have been, I guess, if you're having to step in? Where could you be right now?
Darren, do you want to just come up to the podium so they can
Sure. I don't know if you guys can see that poster right there. This is a gang life dead end. That would have been me right there. I could have been one of those two. I can either be dead or be in jail, or probably still be out there in the streets, but most likely one of those two.
Tell us what it felt like to have the support of the community.
Man, it was awesome. It was awesome. I don't know, I play a lot of sports. I got into sports after I played rugby, and I got everything I needed for rugby, I had even my family was impacted by Yard, right? It was a good experience. It was awesome.
Where do you go from here? What do you want to do now?
Well, I want to go to Mount Royal, go into OH&S and go into the oil fields. So I was thinking.
What was the one event that got you involved in the art?
Like I said again, I was a cool kid in high school, and like I said, I got involved with the wrong group of people, and it was just me and my friends getting into bad stuff, selling drugs, whatnot, and then that's when things start to get heated. It was I think it was January 2011 or 2010, I'm not sure. It was when we just got back from school. It was on Christmas break we had just got back from, and it was a constable that came up to me and had asked me questions, and that's when everything just changed, That's when I had, stopped doing whatever I was doing.
How do you view your relationship with the police now after coming through this program, and how it could have been had you continued with the lifestyle you're living?
Man, police, honestly, I look at Al, before, man, I looked at Al man, he's a police officer, man. But, I see him now, he comes pick me up at my house. He's an awesome dude, I see him as a friend, somebody that tried to help me out.
Can you just reiterate again, just for the benefit of parents out there, what the pressure pressures are really like for kids and gangs?
Man, pressure is pretty hard, you know, like you do things and you see yourself doing things that you don't really usually do, and you know, you see yourself, you know, like going through things, and you see yourself. I think of it as an experience, right? Like I see it as everything, you know, every situation, every bad situation, good situation. I see it as an experience, and like honestly, like personally, I think I was trying to find myself, and that's like a lot of kids out there. They try to find themselves, and they find it that like my situation to some kid out there would be their good situation, but it's not really. It's just an experience. That's what I think it was.
So you graduated Yard now, or does that mean you're done with it, or does this?
Well, I mean, whatever they need me to do, I'm willing to do for them because they helped me so much, right? So I guess I'd say I'm still in it, but like graduated from, you know, one of the people that was in Yard, you know. I guess I can say I would be helping Yard now, you know.
You ever run into your friends from your old life?
Man, I ran into a lot of people. You know, but it's just like, you know, I've told them I moved on from that, you know, and they know I moved on from that, and they're happy for me, right? And they, you know, people want to see me do better, so I guess that's what they're doing for me.
Good. Any other questions for Darren?
Darren, spell your name for us.
Darren. My last name as well.
Yeah.
Prempeh.
Could you pronounce your last name?
Prempeh. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Darren. Is there any other questions for the Chief of Police over here? No? Good. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Minister Ross.